3 days and 3 nights have passed. The wanderer finally caught a glimpse of the border of the western land. Just before he passed the border, he bumped into two strangers along the way. Mysteriously, they muttered the words that could serve as a warning to the wanderer. Piercing eyes are watching during the day, and weapons are unsheathed when night falls. Be careful of what you ask. Feeling displeased, the wanderer turned his head to the strangers, but shockingly, they were already gone. Continuing with his journey, the wanderer passed the border and reached the capital of the western land. Just as he thought, the place was very different from the mainland. Every building made by steel and concrete. The place reeks of oil and toxicity. With the advanced weaponries and machineries this land produces, this place was far from prosperous. Devastation can even describe this place. This is a wasteland. Casually exploring the place, he can still observe people living in this place surprisingly. Desperate to locate the master of bows, this time he approached a personality for inquiry. The place was actually the first across the region to develop a city that surpasses the traditional custom. A harmonious place guarded by rangers. However, the one who managed the land was blinded with greed. The industry of firearms has reached its peak as people prefer firing a bullet than fighting with a blade. The person who controls everything in this place used every resource from this land. He was one of the masters of traditional fighting arts, now greedy rascal. The wanderer ventured the land searching for clues and unknowingly arrived at a peculiar place. But one thing that caught his attention was a bunker, guarded by a person in slumber. The wanderer didn't bother to disturb the guard and intruded into the bunker. The place was dark with nothing but a slit of light. Suddenly, a click was heard and a large body was already lunging into the wanderer. Arrows are flying in the air with a stream of reflection, barely seeing the projectile. The two rangers are wielding a bow, having the advantage of long range. The wanderer cannot see well in the dark, but manages to cut down the rangers by sensing the sound of reloading ammunition and clicking triggers. He pressed on, encroaching the bunker. The place was not just a simple bunker but the heart of the firearm factory. Pipes, heat, and revolving gears surrounded the place. But the thing the wanderer was curious the most was a blinking light coming from an unusual device. It was a switch. Facing an unfamiliar mechanism, the wanderer was electrocuted. Still, he manages to turn up the switch, shutting down the factory. He destroyed every tools in this place without knowing anything. The wanderer left the bunker as quickly as possible. But along the way, another unknown personality appeared, as if they are waiting for the wanderer to pass by in the same exact location. They are former rangers of the city. They want to take part in the wanderer's battle with the master of both. Revenge was the only thing they want, but as powerless as they were, they cannot even pass the gate of the fort. The wanderer didn't bother that much, but responded with a nod. The rangers provided information regarding the situation. The masters are actually brothers. one with a bow and the other with ninja stars. They are the experts of ranged combat in this region, and nothing can withstand their accuracy with the art. Now, they both administer the production of firearms in the world. The Wanderer stood without any response. He proceeded to his next destination. The two former rangers followed. On their way to the siege, the Wanderer is in the oath how enormous and sturdy the fort is, standing atop at the center of the city. With the knowledge of the two rangers, they blasted the gate of the fort. The master of war was inside. The stage was set for a three-way deadlock, but the Wanderer's side has devised a plan. The Wanderer quickly engaged the master of bows, while the other two backing him up, targeting the foe aiding the master. Their tactic worked, felling the master to the ground. Upon a stream of slashes striking the master, it exhibited a melee combat using its body and bow parrying the Wanderer. The Wanderer rolled back in retreat in confusion. He lunges onto the master of bow once again to separate it from the other foes. The Wanderer disengaged, targeting the other two as arrows are firing the distance. Two opponents down, and one ally fainted. The battle has turned 2-1 in favor for the Wanderer. It is still not an easy fight. Fighting melee to defend one and firing arrows to attack the other. The master of bows still managing to fend both of the warriors. Unfortunately for the master of bows, the former ranger ceases to fight at a distance, making the fight all the way melee. With no room to aim his bow and defend the two combatants, the master of bow fell into the ground in surrender. The siege isn't over yet. The other half of the fort is still in the opponent's control, but exhausted and injured, the remaining former ranger cannot go much further, and it is all in the Wanderer's hand. Unfamiliar with a strange establishment, the Wanderer keeps running in circles, finding the way to the master. He caught a glimpse of spark, and out of curiosity, he tinkered it, sending him flying into the air together with a projectile. With a stroke of fate, he ends up in the master's hall. The master rose and spoke with a voice echoing in the hall. You have entered our territory uninvited and caused chaos into my land. You are seeking death, filthy rat, and death shall I give. The two fighters met in the middle, circling around, waiting for an opening. The ruler of the land broke the silence with an engage, but the Wanderer parried, landing a perfect counter. Now the master is on the defensive side, keeping his distance while throwing ninja stars at the Wanderer. Being ineffective, the master decided to fight in close quarter combat. Every move and every blow are shurikens flying towards the Wanderer. With a keen sense in fighting and getting used with range attacks, the Wanderer keeps parrying the master's blow, countering every move he launches. With no room to attack, the Wanderer sends barrage of slashings wearing out the opponent. Jumping backwards to create distance, the foe is in his last stand, throwing ninja stars all the way. The Wanderer closed the gap again and finished the master shuriken. After his defeat, the fourth master laughed at the victor. You did defeat me, but you don't stand a chance against the greatest fighter in the region. The last master was devoted to his people and unto the land. However, With regards to fighting, he's a monster, beating his opponents into submission and insanity. The Wanderer didn't mind those words. He will challenge every master there is, no matter what. The Wanderer's journey is already close to its end with a single master left to defeat. How will he fare though? Thank you for watching. For more stories like this, hit the subscribe button and leave a like. See you in the next episode.